can't play with my heart like that, dude. It's not Valentine's Day. I'm not used to this kind of stuff. Can't break my heart on this day. But I guess we'll jump straight into the bans. We'll see what's going to happen here, as Odin will be the first ban for LunatiK Esports.
And LunatiK will be representing on the left-hand side of things on Team Blue. So the Illidan ban has been plentiful, I would say, tonight.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot. It's just it's a hero that requires a decent amount of coordination for you to defend against. And you know what? If you don't want to deal with it, man, just ban it out, because he has the potential, if you gain advantage in a team fight, to really just kind of like keep pushing that advantage and really just steam through all the competition. So makes sense.
Now, this is the first today. Murloc Genius is saying no dice with the Uther. We do not want to deal with any kind of melee comps or that Divine Shield.
Yeah, this leaves Rhaegar up. Potentially they can pick up Sylvanas as well. It gives them a couple of like really strong options to pick up as a counter pick, because they'll have 2 available, which means they only give 1 strong hero to LunatiK. And it looks like LunatiK will pick up Sylvanas here. And then Murloc Genius is here, could pick up maybe Rhaegar or Jaina or anyone else they want to. And it looks like they're going to pick up Jaina into Tyrande. Interesting.
Yeah, remember, I led off the whole thing with the powerful ladies of heroes. Yeah, it's not about the heals, it's not about the tanks, it's all about these backline DPS, borderline specialist bending heroes. I mean, Sylvanas is definitely a specialist, but she does so much damage. We've seen, this time again with Zagara, which I would not be too surprised to see come out in the next few moments. But yeah, with the Tyrande and that Jaina, Murloc Geniuses, I mean, they do have some of the Evil Geniuses core with them here. I believe Faye is with us today. And Evil Geniuses by themselves, I mean, they were really popularizing Jaina play even before this meta. And I gotta say, I mean, as a first pick, it's super strong.
Yeah, for sure. Jaina can be quite the beast. And she can also, there's a lot of comps that you can build around her too. Like with her being able to deal with golems and of course mercenaries with her last change, where she's able to put her trait on top of those kind of things, she can kind of deal with anything that's thrown her way, as long as she has a front line to deal with it. And you can build a front line later. So yeah, a great pickup there for Murloc Geniuses. LunatiK will follow up here into ETC. Great pickup for ETC, by the way, just because you want to take that away from Rhaegar. He's insanely good on that hero. And of course, ETC is great by himself, so why not play him?
Yeah, as a frontliner, as a solo tank, he has shown us time and again that he can deal the damage and take the pain that he needs to in order to make these plays work. It's also a good amount of CC available to him. I mean, with the power slide, the global presence, he come out good with the face melts there as well. This is a dangerous spot if Murloc Geniuses do actually pick up the Zagara to go into that backline. That's, she has been repeatedly shown time and again to be bigger targets, as that she's very immobile, especially in this early game. I wouldn't expect them to pick it up. I still expect to see kind of LunatiK go into that backline, because we already got the Tyrande as well as that Jaina ready to go for Murlocs. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Diablo to come out immediately here from Murlocs.
Oh, okay. We'll see what they're going to get, as LunatiK has secured the Vikings. So interesting pick for them. So moving straight over to Murloc, and yeah, agreed. Diablo might be great for them here. Be a great way to kind of help peel. ETC can get to the backline really quickly with stage dive and hop on top of Jaina, as you were mentioning. So I'm really interested to see what they're going to do to kind of protect Jaina, because LunatiK in this entire tournament has been pretty much god tier at jumping back and killing off the Jaina really quickly. And that's also one of the bans that Murloc Genius, we should have brought this up earlier when they banned out Uther, is if they do want to pick up Kerrigan, they prefer that Divine Shield play from happening, which allows for Murloc to kind of peel correctly and just kind of burst down that Kerrigan when she does jump into the fight, if they even pick it up. And LunatiK, now not having the option, might not even get Kerrigan, even if they feel confident with her.
Well, it will be the backline of the Vala, and there's the Rhaegar that you were looking for, Tim. So it will be the double DPS and a half there with the Tyrande. The Tyrande, of course, now also the half heals to go with the Rhaegar. And I guess, I mean, I did say I wanted to see Diablo right away. I guess that was a little bit too early. I mean, there's absolutely no reason that LunatiK would probably pick it up. And as you can see here, they are going to finish off with the Brightwing and the Tassadar. And now we need Murloc to actually pick up a tank. And there it is. Yep.
Okay. Cool. So Murloc Geniuses, what you basically need to know here is they have damage, man. They have isolation with Diablo. They have potential peel with Rhaegar's E, and of course Jaina's natural peel. So all they have to do is kind of find LunatiK in a weird position, being out of position in some way or some form, one member, and just obliterate them quickly. And then use a number advantage with Diablo, kiting, and peel to kind of win a fight from there. Looking at LunatiK Esports, They want to have a solid engagement from ETC, and they want to make sure they follow up with a good longbow. I think they can trade pretty well in lanes for the most part because they have Sylvanas and Tassadar and Vikings. So I'm kind of curious to see how this all kind of plays out, but for the most part, strong comps for both teams.
Well, once again, my conversations with Nick Kotz this weekend, he really does favor those Vikings as a top tier, almost #1 pick on some of these bigger maps because of the potential to get around, get bully out the back line, as well as keep up with that victory soak, with the experience soak. But, you know, I'm a little sad that there's no Zagari here, but at the same time, I'm really excited to see what LunatiK can do with these Vikings.
All right, moving straight into Cursed Hollow, let's see. And, you know, just one point you want to point out on Zagara, I know she's like a hero that we want to have in there, but she has no mobility. Against Diablo Tyrande, she just dies if she's barely out of position in lane. So I can kind of see why they didn't pick up Zagara, but nonetheless, jumping straight into it, we're going to go ahead and go straight into Cursed Hollow. And on the far left, can you introduce our players, Jester?
All right, so left-hand side, LunatiK Esports. They were in the ESL majors. They faced off against these individual players multiple times. So how many tricks up their sleeves will they have? Slime is actually going to be on the Vikings. That's, I think, a first for me. But Cylon, Hospital, Shot looking really good on that Mecha Tassadar. And Protege, so it looks like he's going to be holding down the bottom. And they make up LunatiK Esports.
All right, on the far left for the Murloc geniuses, you have Faye on ball at the top right, moving down Caterpillar, Chthonluck, and Mad Timmy really showing up with the Rhaegar Diablo and the Tyrande, and Jaina for Rajar grabbing the Watchtower.
Did Jaina hit that tower? Because the tower just fell over when she took that Watchtower. There's a stone pillar. That was a little weird. I was zoomed in on it, but either way, the interactions of the game engine is really fantastic. The ragdoll physics almost hits everything. We just saw bananas explode out of a barrel in the bottom lane. So,
boom, just like that, man. All right, well, 3 members in the bottom lane, Sylvanas, Brightwing, and Tassadar. I would recommend maybe someone come and rotate down here into the bottom lane, because Rajar, although he does have that Blizzard, is going to have a hard time straight up holding this by himself. He has quick burst damage, but he doesn't have much sustain for the lane. He has to try and get rid of these minions, and look how hard it is for the early game already. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you can see the Roam squad is at least going to be here temporarily. Caterpillar, Chthonluck, I mean, that is a proven time-true formula. You throw him over the shoulder into the Lunar Flare. You got a Shadow Charge into a wall if you need to finish that up as well. And Caterpillar and crew are going to try the fake out. Proteges, however, he's not having it. He throws down that scouting drone. And yeah, I don't think we're going to get to see a gank down here.
Usually, you know, you don't win with cosmetics, but I just want to point out that Shot has Mecha Tassadar, so therefore they win in the skin. But Caterpillar doesn't want them to get any win at all, as we have Rajar running straight forward here with the Void Shift. It looks like Tassadar will retreat, and Chthonluck actually takes a little bit too much damage on Tyrande, and is going to be forced to retreat.
Yeah, with that roam going into the bottom lane, I really feel that was a bait from the Tassadar. He's just like, hey, I'm up here, yeah, come get me. And well, they did, and of course they didn't take on the kill. This is what they wanted. They wanted to try to grab on Proteges, but unfortunately the Lunar Flare does not connect. And now the return damage is going to force the Murlocs on retreat.
Yeah, just a slight misstep there from, or no, a nice sidestep there from Protege. He's going to miss the Flare. There we go. Flare does come down. Shot does have his Void Shift, so he start retreating away, but this will allow the red team to keep chasing down. Blizzard does hit Sylvanas. She gets away. Brightwing pinned against the wall, and although not as mobile as her teammates, the burst is pretty much gone here for the red team, and she'll be able to get away.
And there's the bananas once more from that Luxorian skin on the Brightwing. I don't know what Shot just did there, but it was pretty cool looking. And it's been all about the action bottom lane. The Roam comp has definitely decided to take up Nest into this bottom lane, and now it looks like we might actually go see Silo in the mid.
Yeah, he's going against Mad Timmy, and Mad Timmy, it looks like, has been putting on a decent amount of damage. He's had to use his Moonwell already, or his Fountain. But overall, Rhaegar's actually a really strong hero for being able to put out a lot of damage pretty quickly with his Wolf. But Mad Timmy trying to bait out a fight there. Diablo goes in. The Viking, though, just barely gets away. It looks like that Lunar Flare from Chthonluck has just missed a couple times. He's a little bit off in timing, but don't worry, he's going to get it.
Now, the problem is that they left Rajar to his own devices, and that Jaina is not doing very well in this 1-on-3. We already took out one of those towers in the bottom lane, and you know, Shot, he's been there with that Tester, with the shield. Hospital has of course been doing great things with that. Sylvanas. Silo now comes into the bottom, and I think this is a pretty solid tribute going the way of LunatiK.
Yeah, there's 4 members down here. Rajar's pretty weak, so that's pretty much a 4-on-2, just because Jaina can only do the act of throwing down a couple of abilities, and that's it. She can't really put herself in a position where she's taking any damage, or she can be dispatched of pretty quickly. So, yep, that tribute immediately goes to the blue team. However, the red team's doing a better job of soaking it. Looks like they're just a little bit further ahead. FaZe killed off the towers in the top lane, and we've had Rhaegar secure a kill on Olaf earlier. So overall, the red team just barely ahead, and they're looking towards getting towards level 10. They really want to grab the power there. That's where their team comp really starts to come together, as they have all the damage abilities to really kind of burst people down with Water Elemental, potentially Strafe, or Rain of Vengeance from Vala.
Well, Hospital with the Jukesies there with that sidestep. He's going to be okay for now. Protégé's there with that passive healing. Will keep him going. But again, like, lots of siege damage bottom, lots of siege damage top. Faye has been really pushing up against the double Viking lane. And there's really not a lot that those Vikings can do. She can just step back, and then every time that Slime is not paying attention, she just rolls forward. And she has really been putting the pain in this top.
Yeah, she's been doing a good job of making sure whenever she uses her multi-shot, it's hitting Baylog at least, because you don't really care about Olaf getting hit because he has a regen. But with a nice rotation here from Sai LOL, we're going to see Vala get picked off, which is now going to put the levels pretty even in experience. 8-8 right now. Super close, and now with a tribute spawning, luckily Vala will be tapped off and can kind of beeline straight down if they would like to get this tribute.
Slime is trying to run circles around Mad Timmy. He throws down that lightning shield just to try to take off as much hit points from that Eric as he can. We also had a trade-off where we had Protégés die in the bottom lane while the Vala went down into the top. So kills for kills are pretty even right now. That Olaf, however, does count for the quarter, which is the big difference that you see. And now we got this fight shaping up. Level 8, not quite heroics, but everybody's coming to the yard.
All right, so red team needs to be super aggressive here. And you see Rhaegar turning forward, Caterpillar coming in with a combo. Nice E-Banshee, though, from Sylvanas. The Vikings are soaking behind all of this, so they need to try and secure this. But for the blue team, LunatiK, they have a decent amount of poke with Brightwing's Q. You have Shot with his Side Storm, but finally, it looks like with just enough aggression, they will force the opposing team to retreat. Brightwing does take some damage, but she does have the passive heal going through, and Rhaegar gets bursted down with an Venom and damage from the teammates of Silowell and, of course, Hospital.
It was a really nice turn and burn there from Protégé.
Very quick, yeah.
And the bananas, man, you don't think so, but you know, when you're lacking that potassium, they hit like a charm. And 9-9, we're about to hit 10 as well, and that's heroics for LunatiK, because during all that, the Vikings were soaking 2 separate lanes, and they got themselves a kill on the back of all of it, and that will put them at least in a good position for now, because that third tribute coming, it's not quite going to be the curse, but it is going to allow LunatiK to do a little bit of bullying in their lanes because of the threat of those heroics.
Yeah, but it looks like it. And the red team right now needs to just try and get level 10 if possible. If the tribute spawns right now, and it looks like it might, they may just give this up and just go ahead and soak completely here. The tribute spawns in the very top left corner. The majority of the members down in the bottom right, actually in a fight here with ETC and Brightwing. Rhaegar going for it. There goes the blink kill. Prodigy's up. Nope, Diablo shows up. And the Lord of Terror will help secure that kill with the Ice Burst there from Jaina. But it looks like the tribute will go to the blue team.
Yeah, there's no owl, there's no message from Hedwig this time, and we don't have the Pierce anyway, so yeah, it could have been really easily blocked out. So they're going to trade out a kill for that second tribute. Now, not the end of the world because there was no curse on the back of it, but now we are threatening a curse here from LunatiK on this next one, and they still maintain that advantage, although it has definitely shrunk going back and forth.
All right, well, we still have Rhaegar trying to get some damage down here in the bottom lane. The Giants will finally be dispatched of. In the middle lane, we have Diablo, Faye, Cathan, Luck here, just ready for a potential combo on one of these members. So gotta be careful. Slime just charging forward. I think he was trying to scout, though, or maybe just been a misclick. But we're gonna say it was a strategic scout to go see all 3 members there.
A strategic scout into a strategic retreat, but...
Perfect.
Yeah, that's sometimes just how you gotta do it, man. Sometimes. Level 11 each side. We just had that top tribute, and I believe it could actually go either way. If I go back to the spawning algorithm, it could be the top, could be the bottom, but it's not going to be on the side of LunatiK, which means that it might actually not be in a favorable position for them in the next few seconds. Nobody's dying, a lot of full hit points going back and forth, and still a lot of siege damage, but no forts this early game.
Yeah, both teams being very careful right now. You don't want to try and put yourself in a position where you're trying to secure a kill if it's not guaranteed, because this next tribute is very important for LunatiK Esports. The red team, fortunately, will be near it already. Rhaegar is all the way at the top, but he's on his way down. In fact, all the Vikings are on their way down too. LunatiK wants to take this fight. They think they can handle it, and they're going to start setting up for it. Rajar dropping is kind of cold, and a nice little Q as well, putting a little bit of damage on shot, but not as much as they would like. Stage dive comes in, red team kills back perfectly. Beautiful knockback by Caterpillar, and here goes the fight.
Yeah, Rajar is going to be the big target. He's not looking so healthy. Caterpillar turns, he gets off the lightning breath. He knew that his days were numbered. He doesn't have the souls to come back, so he tried to get as much damage as he could, but it is a full-fledged bullying from LunatiK, and that will force them off the point. And here's the first curse of the game, Mr. Trickster. And wow, we really do have the positioning here from LunatiK to capitalize on at least one, if not two forts.
They're feeling very confident here. They're charging straight on, and they have a couple of their heroics available still throughout this. I believe they have Blink Veil and they have Longboat Raid available. So if they needed to, they could totally get away and apply that damage with the Longboat Raid. And of course, Brightwing could always peel back and link to her teammates. So nice aggressive play for them. They secure the fort. The top fort looks like it may be in trouble as well, as Tassadar and Sylvanas are heading up. And we have the red team looking for potentially a kill down here. They're grabbing the watchtower. They saw Brightwing. They might decide to go straight for Golem once they see everyone up in the top lane. It'll be a bold play, but it may be necessary.
Well, Proteges has that global into the bottom. We don't have a stage dive for a while yet, so the ETC can't quite split off just like we're seeing with the Bright, but you called it. I mean, they're going right up here to the Golem area, perhaps not the Golem itself, but they're looking for a fight, just trying to mitigate the rest of this curse damage. Caterpillar turns, that's the lightning breath. Here goes the Starfall on the back of it as well. The Viking boat is done for its duration. Caterpillar really low, and it looks like it will be the kill. He still doesn't have those souls to come back, so he's out of commission for a while yet. Mad Timmy in the back, low hit point. Shot is going to use that phase shift, and he's going to be okay, but there goes Faye on the back of it as well. The Vikings have been sticking to the Valor like glue, and going back and forth. We lost out the Olaf and the ETC, but it's a full 3 kills for LunatiK, and now they can paint this map blue a little bit with some of these merc camps.
Yeah, it looks like they'll do that. They're grabbing the Giants in the very far top left corner. We have Brightwing and Tassadar heading to mid lane to start pushing that lane as well, which will open up the opportunity here to potentially grab the Knights and the Golem. And I do believe, yes, we still have Archon available for shot, and we still have Stage Dive available for ETC. So really, they have some power plays available for them. But overall, that team fight started out pretty decently for the Evil Murlocs, or the Murloc Genuses. But unfortunately, they just missed a couple of quick kills on ETC and Tassadar as they got pretty darn low. A little bit of a lack of focus fire, if you will. So hopefully they can clean that up a little bit more as they head into the potential of mid to late game where games can totally end. Caterpillar, though, a little bit overextended here, gets caught out, and with a nice polymorph into a knockback from ETC, an immediate kill here. It's a kill for LunatiK.
Where did his body go?
It's just gone. Just
oh,
like that.
The breakdown physics. I mentioned them once. They're absolutely a delight here in this game engine. But, I mean, that was a significant pick off there from Caterpillar because he was just way too far forward. I guess he didn't expect to see everyone right there. But, man, the capitalization from LunatiK will put them 15.5, looking for that 16 talents here. And that's going to be a big boost to their damage. At the same time, they get that Grave Golem. ETC and Brightwing are into the bottom. They can easily come up there. And here comes the stage dive.
The stage dive plays. Mad Timmy gets picked off immediately here. Water Elemental goes down as well, as trying its best to hold this down, but Siloel is able to secure the Golem. Cthulhu and Rajar and Faye are forced to retreat as Mad Timmy and Caterpillar are no longer in the fight, and the blue team is just trucking for it here. LunatiK grabbing the Knights. They've grabbed the Golem. They have a total of 2 bosses and a number of bruiser camps just pushing down the middle lane. This is looking great for them.
Double bruisers, double grave golems, and yeah, sure, we have a little bit of those siege giants pushing out for red, but man, this is, how do you defend this? All 3 lanes are simultaneously in danger of losing their keys.
Yep, and that's the question that the red team will have to figure out the answer to, as right now they're trying their best. They have Rajar, which is great, Jaina here for trying to really just get first down any type of mercs, but remember, that's pretty high cooldown. The heat down in the bottom right corner does go down about a quarter HP, but it's still alive, and now they're trying to defend against this Golem in the top right corner. This looks like it will be killed off, and overall, we're going to have LunatiK just go ahead and start pulling back here. They're playing a little bit on the safer side. The Vikings, a little bit of pathing issues overall, but they will try to sneak away. There we go, gonna pop that dash, and now another tribute is on the way. It looks like LunatiK will just run straight down as the red team is forced to defend against the golem.
Yeah, they're pretty much anchored to that core. It's very important that they protect out their core because that is the win condition. But 3 levels down, they don't have that level 16 talent here, and the evil Murloc geniuses, as I think we should just call them forevermore.
Yeah, there we go, perfect.
they're very much on the back foot. Double sprint at 13, the feral lunge, and the spell shield, but it's still not enough with all that survivability to kind of weather these fights.
All right, let's see what can happen here. I agree with you. They need to secure level 16 here if they want to go for the engage. They want to make sure that they have at least some kind of equal footing before going in terms of talents, at least. But the engagement needs to be perfect here. Caterpillar has to get a pick off in some way or some form. I would prefer Brightwing or Sylvanas here, as Tassadar and ETC haven't been working out for them whenever that combo does occur. But Caterpillar just threatening a little bit, waiting for that level 16 to hit. It's so close, man. It's almost there for them, and they can feel that talent almost being available for them.
It's one of the worst feelings in the world. Like, time just stretches out so slowly when you're just waiting to hit that ding. But there it is. The 16 comes out. Double blood for blood. That's the root? No, it's actually Northern Exposure this time for our
Pure damage.
Yeah, the vulnerability.
The engage happens, but it actually goes down on top of the Siege Giant there and the Luna Flare combo just to try and get rid of this. I think they really were going for ETC. It may have been a misclick. Either way, you're getting rid of the pressure that's on the bottom lane, even if it was meant for the Siege Giant. However, Brightwing did use her phase shift to come back in because she thought a fight was going to occur, so all 5 members are down here for Team LunatiKs, and now the Evil Murloc's going straight on in. There goes the Lightning Breath, hitting all the members here of Hospital and Shot. The Mad Timmy trying to pull back and season Polymorph. Now his heals are available with the Longboat Raid is really helping out here. Overall, though, even Murloc's looking like they're starting to fight back a little bit. Can they chase this down?
The answer does not seem to be yes. It will be that no. 16 to 19. I'm actually really impressed that we held as good as we did, but here comes Silo for round 2.
There we go. That's going to be slowed there, and it looks like he's going to be starting to retreat. Rajar trying to help out with the damage. Siloel getting low on HP, but is kiting back to his team. Hospital does take a decent amount of damage, and now will be forced to retreat. Shot as well. So many low health bars here. Kathan hit the stun, but it's on Olaf, and even with the amount of donuts he ate this morning, it looks like he may just get away. Finally, the red team is going to get them off with their keep, but they're stuck defending once again. The top lane's being pushed, the mid lane's being pushed, and a tribute is free here for LunatiK, as they can just pick it up here with the Jet.
Now, will they actually pick it up as quick as they can? It does look like, you know, healing wards, yeah, the healing ward did go down, and everybody has now recovered a significant portion of their hit points, but Shot is still not taking it away. They're waiting for the best opportunity to grab this, and it was not right off the bat. So they're going to take their time about this. They're 19.5 compared to the 17. They're not worried about an experience lead all of a sudden blossoming here for the Murlocs. And 19.5, they could actually just give this up, go grab 20 and come back to it if they really, really wanted.
Yeah, they're trying to get Evil Genius and Murloc Incorporated, whatever we're going to call them, to try and come in and try and fight here. They're wanting them to come actually try to snipe this tribute away because they want to fight. They're feeling confident. They have momentum. Why not? And finally, Shot secures it. Here goes the counter engage. Caterpillar drops down the Lightning Breath, but Mad Timmy just gets focused down so quickly. They lose their healer. Rajar trying to kite back with Faye, but with Tassadar chasing him down, it looks like they may actually lose a couple of members. There goes Diablo, potentially Faye and Rajar as well.
Yeah, the stun forward coming in there from Slime on that Olaf. It will slow down Rajar, but not enough to kind of capitalize on a kill. Once more, Diablo into the death time. It does not have the souls ready to go. And with that curse, I mean, the top and the mid lanes just had no trouble getting those catapults onto core. And with 7 team members of LunatiK, with the catapult pressure, this is very likely the death knell. But Faye is putting up a good defense. Here comes the stuns as well. Strafe doing work, taking those Vikings real low, but it does not matter. The core will drop, and game number 1 will go to LunatiK Esports.
GG from both teams there. And LunatiK, man, that entire game, Jester, they looked so dominant. They looked comfortable. They looked like they knew every single point, every single strategy. They knew what they wanted to do in every single moment, and that really carried through the entire game, and that moves them to the late game as well. Even with that last tribute where Shot was just dancing on top of the tribute, they wanted to fight. That was the entire point of that tribute. They just wanted to bait their opponents into come in for a fight because they knew that they had the confidence to win. And that kind of posture is really hard to beat. You need to kind of shake that up if you can. So going into game number 2, I'm looking at the Evil Murlocs to really just kind of put a fork in them and be like, hey, listen, you guys are not allowed to be that confident, man. We're going to take a couple games off you. You need to calm down.